Okay, we're recording. Hey guys, welcome to, actually this is a 2-month long overdue call for you February top enrollers, and it's also our March top enrollers on one team, which I'm super excited about because Jennifer Leath is going to be our guest tonight and it took me a while to get the call for February scheduled, obviously, but the fun part is we have top enrollers from March in here as well. Jake sent over that list today. And so I just wanted to stop and say for a second, like, guys, huge deal that you guys are on this call. You earned the privilege to be on live with Jennifer Leath. She's our guest today. And I just wanted to say, I have never seen such high recruitment as long as I've been in Plexus. Like, March was insane, and we have a lot of new people that are on this call, and we have a lot of people that have been in Plexus for a year, 2, 3, some as long as me, almost as long as me. So just wanted to say I'm so incredibly proud of you guys. Just hats off. Like, I was speechless. Like, last night was insane. So yeah, without taking up too much time, I just wanted to introduce Jennifer. She's our guest tonight. And funny story I wanted to share. So Jennifer, I met you for the very first time. It wasn't really even meeting you. I just basically stopped you in I don't even know if it was hallway, somewhere in the like hotel lobby at Leaders Retreat 2015. So I was like maybe gold, maybe it was senior gold. I don't know. I just started Plexus that year, and I was so inspired by your diamond documentary. I stopped you. I'm like, oh my word, I saw your diamond documentary. Like, starstruck. And then you're like, you know, I never know what to say to people when they tell me that. Like, do I say thank you? And so it cracked me up because it was like, true, I guess, what would you say to that? But that was my very first time, actually, maybe my only time that we've actually like connected in person. But anyways, I remember being so inspired by your story. Something about a gallon of milk. I remember that story. And also just inspired because you were sharing something that I wanted. Like, I wanted freedom. I wanted time freedom. I wanted financial freedom. And it was inspiring to me to see someone else that was a regular mom, homeschooling, just doing the things, and also able to be successful in Plexus. So I'm going to turn it over to you, sister. So go ahead and take it away.
All right. So you guys are a bunch of scaredy cats. Are you offended? People that are high achievers, people that are top enrollers, have the most fear, which sounds really crazy, but it's absolutely true. People that are doing the work, people that are accomplishing really big things and having success have to face a whole lot of fear. So you guys are scaredy cats, and it's something to be really proud of. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about my story, and I do that really because this. I know when I describe where I was before that most people can relate to it, because everyone on here has had a moment when they think, oh my gosh, either did I overdraw the account, or oh my gosh, how are we going to pay for the heat and air unit, or oh my gosh, how are we going to afford braces, or all the things. So Megan was mentioning the gallon of milk, and so I'll just share really quick about that. So my husband and I, that's what we've always wanted to do, is homeschool. Homeschool, homeschool, homeschool. I wasn't homeschooled. He wasn't homeschooled, but for some reason, this was my life's dream. And that meant we were broke, like for real broke. My husband worked super hard, but I remember being in the nursery one day at our homeschool co-op, and a girl was talking about how she could not afford Dreft. And it was just really been a hard month. And I was like, what is Dreft? She's like, oh, it's a special laundry detergent for babies. And I was like, girl, I'm using Suave shampoo from the Dollar General as laundry detergent. Like, don't talk to me about Dreft. So when I was struggling as much as I was struggling, my work ethic was always high. So I would babysit, I would tutor, I would clean houses. I started working at Starbucks when my husband would get home from work. Well, we didn't have enough money to buy milk. So I was part of that WIC program where they would give us, 5 or 6 gallons of milk each month, some beans, peanut butter. I would get whole milk, and I would separate the whole milk into 2 containers so I could add water to the rest so that it would stretch. And at night at Starbucks, I was allowed to take home 1 venti glass of whatever I wanted, just 1. I didn't get iced coffee. I didn't get a Frappuccino. I got milk so my kids could have milk for their cereal. And so when people say to me, oh, I don't think I can afford that, or all the things that you've heard, I'm sure, I have to think that if I had said no, or if the girl that shared Plexus with me had not been so good at what she did, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have this story. And so I very much see her as a domino for the change of my life, and then paying that forward to other women like my friend Alita Allen, who's doing amazing with the business. She lost her husband 2 years ago unexpectedly. And had I not faced that fear of sharing with her, who knows, right? Who knows where she would be? So I carry my food stamp card in my wallet to this day. So every time I go to the grocery store, I still kind of clench and go, I hope my card goes through, just because I'm so conditioned to that fear. But I want to stay humble and I want to stay grateful, but I also want to pass the blessing on. So we're going to talk about momentum tonight, because that's what we just experienced. We just experienced a beautiful marriage between a corporate incentive and really committed ambassadors. Everything was working for us, not against us. And so now that we've created this momentum, which you guys know what momentum is in its general sense, it's basically measuring the speed of a moving object. And so when we measure the speed of a moving object, sometimes there's going to be a lot of drag. So you might have a team that's struggling with belief, or maybe you're struggling with belief in the products, or maybe with corporate there are too many incentives and people are confused. So you might be running as hard as you can, but these things are dragging and keeping you from moving as fast as you want to move. Well, now, because we've had true momentum, and I don't know if this is on your team page, I'm sure it is, it's every day. So-and-so is gold. So-and-so is senior gold. She won the iPad. This person just qualified for Maui. It's every announcement you'd ever want to see. So when I joined Plexus, I got on that team page and I truly did not believe I would do the business. I thought that I would use the products. But then I saw all of these people having success, and it planted a seed, but my dislike of myself was winning out because I didn't believe it was for me. I did not believe that I had the skill set. I didn't believe that I was worthy of it. I didn't think that I would fit in. I had every single self-deprecating thought that you could imagine to hold me back. But Suzanne did not give up on me. She was always telling me about this open door to the kind of freedom, what Megan mentioned. She said, Jennifer had what I wanted. That's what top achievers have. They have a want. And it's not necessarily a dollar amount, but it's this deep-rooted desire for more. You see, when I was really broke, you know what I love to do? I love to go on to Zillow and look at houses that I could dream about, that my children would have their own room, that we all wouldn't be sharing the same bathroom. I believed that that would be in my future someday. So just be prepared if you ask God to move mountains to wake up with a shovel next to you, all right? Because you're going to have opportunities that you guys are going to harness, which you did. You added people to Plexus. You were the open door. You were the domino that brought a potential blessing. So when we look at momentum, we see that people are going to get on these pages and go, wow, like what is happening? That's an excitement, okay? So now how do we capitalize on that? Well, first of all, so many of us don't work the way that we work for an incentive every month. We should always work every month like there is an iPad at stake. We should always have that same drive, because when we do that, we show people, A, that our action matches our mouth. You know, so many times people will say, I want this, but then you look at their feet and they ain't moving. You have got to show people that you have this commitment to action. When I started, there was proof. There was proof that people could make money in this business. I knew it was possible. You know, Roger Bannister, he was the very first person to run a 4-minute mile. No one had ever done it before. No one. In fact, they said it was impossible. Once he did that, 2 years later, 37 people had run a 4-minute mile. So now we know that people can get to diamond. We know that people can get to double diamond. We know that people can make 6 figures while staying home and homeschooling their children. There's proof. There's evidence. So that is for you, each one of you. How are you going to get there? Through action. And your action is going to be fueled by your belief. And if you harness the momentum of people joining, think of all of these people that click submit. They were probably nervous. Some of them think, It's another thing I'm going to try. Some of them think, what if? And then some of them think, I'm just doing a favor for a friend. But every single person deserves to have the conversation of simple methods like Power of Three. Every single person has the right to hear about what a simple business model that is. And so many people pull back from that with the hope that maybe they'll see something, maybe accidentally on a team page, or maybe they'll read it in an email. But I'm not going to mention it because they're going to be either turned off or think, oh, I knew it. You were trying to trick me. Here's some verbiage. This is the best way to say it. And here, every time I say it, I've never had someone go, ooh. I say this. I'm just going to tell you really quick what my friend told me when I joined, because I want to make sure you have everything I had. And so I go real quick. I go, check your email for your product instructions. Go and get 3 people because it's going to recoup your cost. And I just literally, I said it like, do this and that, blah, blah. You know, I went through it so casually and I planted those seeds. Suzanne really did tell me exactly who to go talk to. I rolled my eyes, and I don't know if you know this. I blocked her for 6 months after I first asked her about Plexus because my jealousy, it was just like a burning fire inside of me. Because A, I was like, it must be nice to be able to afford that. And B, I just didn't believe it was for me. And so I blocked her. And then I'd have to go on my husband's Facebook account to look at what she was doing because I couldn't see it on mine. And that desire was so deep. And I'm assuming for each one of you, that desire for that feeling of, I can do really incredible things. I am able. I have the ability. It's almost a euphoric feeling when you start to accomplish goals. It stops being about the money. It starts being about believing that you are capable of really great things. And then you become so committed to gathering the skills to do those really great things. And that's where the place that I think you guys need to be focusing. When you capitalize on that momentum, you guys want to be building skill sets to lead teams of people, not necessarily leading them so that they become these crazy successful entrepreneurs. Instead, that they can be so strong in their mindset that even in times when it feels like momentum isn't there, that they continue to work because their belief is so high. That's so important. And so if you are feeling like, I just don't know, or maybe this was a fluke, or actually I only signed up 3 people, that doesn't sound like a lot. If you're in that frame of mind, stop it. Stop it right now and then get around people that believe in action, believe in themselves, people that believe in the unlimited potential of every single person to accomplish any goal that they set for themselves. If I'm sitting and looking at my 5 children, I don't think they could do it, this one right here, but this one, oh, no way. I don't go through and qualify each person in my family for their potential, their future potential. If you look at your team and you think, I don't think they're going to do it, they haven't done anything yet, and you move on to people that you think, then you're discounting them. Go and pass that torch of belief to them. It may be a belief in themselves. It may be a belief in the products. There's so many places that as leaders, we need to pour that belief into them. And it's really hard to do that if you're not feeling that belief yourself. Momentum can have a huge explosion, like as if gasoline's poured on a fire. If you're able to really, really harness your belief and get it on your people. If you're able to be, they want to see your face, okay? They want to see your face. They want to hear you. They want to see you. They want to know, why is it that you're doing this? Because many of us, honestly, have risked our reputation taking this on. People have looked at us and gone, what are you doing? And I say, what are you not doing? Because I'm tired of worry. I'm tired of financial struggles. I'm tired of not being able to do and give. Hey, I want to adopt. I want to have a house of my own. And I know that this is where I can do it. People that love entrepreneurship, they have that fire and that spirit. They have that belief. They have the action, but they don't have the right business. They're looking for a place that they can make that type of money. They're looking, is it in technology, or is it in, I don't know, whatever. I don't even know what people do to make money. I just know what I do. So they're looking for all these places to become a successful entrepreneur, but we already have it. We have a proven model. So now every person that comes to the doors of Plexus, Your job is to create that relationship, show them that it's possible. When you show them the team page, say, I want you to picture yourself. In fact, make an announcement for them. Literally take a picture of them. And maybe right now you just want to do their goals with their products, okay? Maybe you have a picture of them and on it, you write with a graphic, you say something like, Angela has reached her health goals. She's wearing the dress that she's always wanted to wear, or she's not taking naps during the day. Something that's celebrating the future her, and say, I can't wait until we can say this. You're just fueling that belief fire. You're like, it's coming, sister. And always tell them that you're walking arm in arm with them so they feel that connection, that community. And I'm sharing all of this with you guys because when I first started, I had a completely hands-off approach. I literally thought, they'll do what they're going to do. I did not invest because I was so concerned about what people would think of me. And I was so convinced I didn't have the skill set. And I'm going to tell you, when I first got asked to be a trainer for corporate, a Jewel trainer, I thought, oh my gosh, I have misrepresented myself. I thought I literally have nothing to share. Well, that's not true. Everybody has something to share. And so I really lived in fear. It's something called imposter syndrome. And people that are successful like you are, people that are high achievers, you might struggle with this. You might think, I feel like what I'm accomplishing is not really who I am. Like you're afraid. You think, I don't think I'm the person that people think I am. And when everyone says I'm a top enroller, I'm like, I don't know. It's just, I talk to people. I'm not sure. I'm not that good. Nobody's looking for perfect. People are looking for real. And so if you can be real and share, I love what I do it because I have a deep drive, and I do it because it works. I've seen other women do it. I've seen other men do it. That's what people want to hear. So each one of you, and this is what I anticipate for the future, you'll have some niche, something that you can speak about. It's a wheelhouse for you. It's just deep inside of you. And one day, picture it, you're going to be asked by someone to hop on their Zoom and just pour a little bit of belief on them. And you might be nervous. You might have the red splotches on your chest. I used to get that whenever I talked. You might have a little bit of sweat going on, but guess what? You will be in that place where people look at you because you have something that they want, like Megan said. You have something that they desire. And that, to me, is the greatest thing to look forward to. So, as Tim Thomas says, he says momentum, he calls it momentum. He's like, I want momentum. He wants more of it. Because if you saw two trains and one train was like, chugga chugga back, chugga chugga back, and another train was like, taking off, I don't know why I did that, taking off super fast, which train are you likely to get on? Are you going to get on the one that doesn't seem like it's quite making its way and it's going the wrong direction and possibly is breaking down? Or are you going to jump on the train that's going fast? The train that's going fast is the ambassador that's doing the work, moving forward, pouring into their team, taking action, surrounding themselves with people that believe that it's possible, and actually working on the skill set to become a strong-minded, successful business person. You can do it. Absolutely, you can do it. And if you're on the brink of another advancement, if you're on the brink of hitting a goal that you've been looking forward to, I want you guys to shout that from the rooftops. I want you to get it out in front of your team, your family. I want you to put it on your bathroom mirror with lipstick, because when you visualize, just like I visualized the house that I wanted to get, visualization allows you to work in a meaningful way because you can see yourself there. You actually believe it's possible. So all that I said was literally like a huge collage of, hey, you're killing it in Plexus, and I'm going to give you a little appetizer platter of all the things that top achievers would want to hear. But mainly, I want you to hear this. This is for you. You are able, and you are part of something that will always be affecting future change. I heard this weekend at my homeschool convention, you are raising the parents of your grandchildren. And she said, let that sink in. And I'm going to tell you, you are leading people that will be leading your levels 7 and 8 and 9s and 10s someday, which is thrilling and scary and exciting at the same time. My team added almost 2,000 people. And I sat down and I said, God, every one of those people has something that they're struggling with. And let me be the one that's able to reach some of them. And let my other legs be the ones that reach some of them. Let us all be the one that makes a difference in someone's life, because we have an incredible opportunity. The end.
Awesome. Jennifer, thank you so much. Yeah, I think that it's kind of like that bigger picture. Like, instead of being scared of like, oh my word, my team has never added 20 people before and being freaked out by that, to say, like, I loved your perspective on like, what an opportunity. We have something to share with people. They're coming into Plexus with a need of some sort. It might be multiple needs. And how exciting that we get to impact that, impact those people. Alrighty. Guys, thank you so much for popping on. It is about time. Do you have any time, Jennifer, like 3 to 5 minutes to field a couple calls, questions? If they have any specific questions for you?
Yes, I do.
All right, girls, guys, if you want to pop a question in the comments, if you would like to ask a question, or feel free to unmute if you'd like. I think with momentum, sometimes it's one of those things where we try to dissect it to figure out like what was different. Like why March? Like I definitely didn't see that coming. Like I expected it to be big, but definitely not. I mean, it almost tripled my expectations for like recruitment and all those things. Brandy is asking, what's your favorite leadership book?
Okay, so Brandy, I don't want to read. I just don't. I'm reading all sorts of science, English, all the things all day long. I'm not going to read. So I'm all about the podcast. I will listen to podcasts all day long. I do it in the car. My kids are listening. They know how to say weird mindset and strategy words that they should know at this age. So I love Preston Pugmire. He's awesome. He's an amazing podcast. I listen to every single Jim Rohn video on YouTube, ROHN. He's old. I don't even think he's living anymore. And the stuff that he says, I'm just like, wow. I like simple and basic because, and that's what I was trying to say to you guys earlier, the power of 3, you couldn't think of a more simple business model. I mean, it is literally simple. And in fact, if you overcomplicate things, like right now, if you're at the brink of, I've added 100 people, I have to come up with this system. And you're like coming up with all these little things and asterisks and Second Amendment. No, don't do that. Because here's the thing. They did a study where they had people standing outside a grocery store with 27 different types of jam. Every kind you'd ever want. And do you know that they only sold to 10% of the people that tried their samples? And then they did it again with 7 jams and they sold to 60% of people. People don't want all that. Just give them 7 choices of jam. Just say power of 3. Power of 3. I don't even know how I got there, but that is like a soapbox for me because like we cannot be confusing people. It's simple.
Yes. So Melinda's asking, do you have a graphic of your process? I think what she means by that is this is what we do every time we start a conversation to get people info. Melinda, do you mean potentials or people working the business? Maybe she can speak to that. I don't know if she's able to pop on and ask and explain.
Hey, sorry. My kids are losing their minds. So I'm just going to go outside and they're going to deal with it. Okay, so this is my thought that I have like a visual of every single time when you start a conversation. So the visual would actually be for the people that are working and my new people that are sharing. But every time this is the process. So you ask these questions and I don't know. I was just thinking about it today because I'm such a visual person that I need like a picture of kind of like the high five, except the process in which we follow to have conversations. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. And by the way, you don't know a Heidi or a Sandy, do you?
I don't. I mean,
okay.
I know some Heidis and Sandys, but I'm in Iowa.
Okay. Well, I taught a girl that her last name was yours, and you don't see that last name very often.
It's
so
crazy.
Okay. So I don't partially. I think what you're asking is onboarding when they first join. Like, what are the conversations looking like? And here's why I think that I've had the success I've had. I have never done a copy and paste, ever, because I get to know my people. Like what would work for one person would not work for another. Like if someone tells me that they're doing this because they can't get up out of their recliner, and that's happened. The girl had fibro. That was her goal. And when she started to feel better, and she already knew about the power of 3, I said, girl, do you know how many people are sitting in recliners and you have the power to pull them out of it? I couldn't have copied and pasted that to the person that's trying to pay for their mortgage, right? It'd be weird. So it takes time. That's why they say we're working. I remember in the beginning, I'm like, why are they saying she worked so hard for this? Like, what did she do? I don't understand. But that to me can be, Alita and I talked about this today, it can be exhausting, all of the personal connection and the personal conversations. Yes, you're going to have graphics that are duplicatable. Hey, I'm going to send this to you. These are product instructions. Hey, this is what we're going to do. You're going to be added to a testimony page and to a team page. There are systems, but in terms of those conversations, they have to be personalized. And also, as you grow in your leadership, and this is a struggle, you have to start to be able to say the hard things. For example, if you see someone's messaging, you say, hey, send me a screenshot of your messaging. Maybe we can tweak it. Maybe that's where the block is. If you see their messaging and you think, oh, dear Lord in heaven, don't say, good job. Yeah, okay, good job. I mean, you're trying, because you're literally encouraging them to beat their head against a wall. No. If you have the skill of being able to communicate effectively, you've got to teach it to them. You can say, I know what your intent is, but here's a better way to say it. And slowly they'll learn, but you have to be able to say the hard things. That's a little scary. And then someone says, advice to help with belief in yourself. It's the comfort zone thing. You've heard this, but comfort zone, every time you do something outside of it, it stretches it and never goes back. And so all of these moments of comfort zone, like expanding that for myself, have happened along the way. I mean, every single thing you can possibly imagine. Even trying to do my first Joule training, and there was someone in the room. Have you ever had someone that you want their approval? Like there's just like that one person. Well, I had that person. Of course, she's sitting out in the audience, and I had poked myself in the eye with my mascara that morning, and so I kind of like that. And I'm trying to do my first Joule training. I feel completely out of my element. I was scared to death, and my eyes half shut. And at the end of it, I just literally thought, I killed it. I was like, I totally did that. Like I wanted to leave. I was scared and I was overwhelmed, but I did it. And then I was like, I'm going to do it again. So you've got to put yourself in really uncomfortable positions, like do a Facebook Live sharing with your audience about what you do. That's embarrassing, right? But do it, and then you'll be stronger for it. And then someone says a top tip for moms of people of littles working the business. You have got to connect with other women that have littles that are doing this business. And I have a couple of people that they connect with sidelines that have little kids, and they either get on Zooms together and they work, and their kids are running around, but they're working and talking and brainstorming, and the kids are running around, or they meet somewhere and work and their kids are playing with each other. It's no joke when you're trying to do this with kids like hanging on you, because, well, you can't do anything with kids hanging on you, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible. You do have to be strategic with your planning, though, for sure. And she said she has no question, but she loves me. And okay, what's my schedule like? Oh, struggle with balancing everything as a homeschool mom. I don't even know if you want me to go there with that, because it may not be the answer you want to hear. So how real do you want me to be about that? Oh, man. So the real answer is this. When you have a burning desire to do something and you know that it's necessary, you lower your expectations. So I really very much wanted my children to like learn Latin and like create the first invention by a 5-year-old. Like I had all these pictures and dreams of that, but I had to weigh. And I said, my kids deserve to be able to have food in the refrigerator and have a mom that's not scared and a dad that's not angry. And so for a good 18 months, it was bare bones. Charlotte Mason living books. I literally was like, and today we're going to learn about, and I was like, YouTube video. And then they'd come back and I'd say, and now we're going to learn about the character trait of patience. And so we would just do little bits here or there. And now we're back full force. And that's the freedom I was working for. And now my husband's home. We all do it together. I have the luxury of having the ability now. But girl, it's hard. You gotta really, really be okay to struggle with the juggle. You gotta. But it's worth it. Absolutely worth it.
Yeah, it's messy for me too. No 2 days look alike. And yeah, that's totally true. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for popping on. Thank you, Jennifer, for sharing with us. It was so inspiring. I took 4 little sections of notes, so I will be going over those later on. Thank you, guys. Have a great night. We'll see you. Well, we'll see you when we see you. Convention, right? Convention. Y'all are registered, right? Okay. Thanks, guys. Bye.